Today we are doing something different on the channel. You may have seen them before, heirloom tier list, but I've done it a little bit different. Something you've never seen before. I've made different categories which will automatically rate our heirlooms and put them in D to S tier. Which heirloom is gonna come out the best? Let's have a look at Bangalore. We're gonna be judging the first thing, which is aesthetics and design, chat. In my opinion, I genuinely like this heirloom. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like this heirloom when it came out. I think they did a really good job with it. I like the small style, kind of like, I wouldn't say they're like flames, but they glow. They glow. I like it, okay? I don't care what y'all think. I would say it's a solid 7. I don't care if it's basic. I give it a 7. I really like it. I think that it has a lot of good qualities. So now we're judging it based on the animations and how it feels. I love the way that when you run with it, she crosses it over. She crosses her arms over. I think that's really good. One thing I will say, it doesn't block vision. So that's why I really do like this heirloom. The way she runs with it, it's not compromising my field of view. Let's have a look at these animations. Look at that. Quality animation. See, simple goes a long way. Yeah. Yeah, stab, stab, stab. She sharpens the blade. Look at that. Sharpening that blade. That's so nice. So nice. What do we say, chat? What do you reckon for animations? You know what? I'm going to say a 7. So we're going to give this a 7. All right. So in-game, how it feels, I would say a 7 again. What do you guys think? When you are running with this heirloom in your hand, how do you feel? It is not obstructing my field of view whatsoever. I think because it doesn't obstruct view, I'm going to give it a 7. I think all 7s for this one, honestly. So we got B tier. We got B tier. All right. So we're going to pop that one over in the B tier. Bangalore's heirloom is done. We got B. In terms of the style, overall looks, I don't really like it that much. I think it's basic, yes. Feel like I'd want more from it. Do you know what I mean? We should have had more of a glow on the end. I think for me, this is a 6. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is like, what is this in your opinion? This is like an 8 for you, like a 9, a 1. Yeah, see, I like the Raven. I like the detail on the Raven. I think that the Raven is probably the best part about this heirloom. I do like the handle grip. I think that's a nice touch, and I like what they've done down the bottom here as well. First off, I noticed that it does take up a little bit of screen, but that's not too bad. It's nicely off to the side where it doesn't obstruct field of view. So it's similar to Bangalore. The running animation is the same as Bangalore. That's the thing with these, right? The axes and the sword, like the knives, I feel like they're the same. All right, so there's one animation. I like it. It feels like I really want to hack him up. Like, I'm like, bro, I really want to smack you in the face. Okay, so back to what I was saying about how it looks. The way that it sounds, I like it. Now, in terms of the animation, like when the inspect animation as well, I like this. I think it's really good. In game, it's an 8. In game, I agree. I think this is a solid 8. Oh, actually, you know what? I think you're right. The fact that it doesn't have many animations is probably we've got to lose marks for that. So aesthetics and design, I gave it a 6. The animation, I'd probably say it's a 7 because we're missing some. And how it feels, I'd probably say an 8.5. So again, we got a B tier. So we're the same as Bangalore, B tier. B for Bloodhound and Bangalore. All right, we're on to Caustic now, chat. Now let's do the dummy test. So how it feels when we hit something. So we'll do the when we stand still, we get a punch. When we jump up, we've got similar to the Bloodhound. So it's a jump up and hold in the middle kind of slam. It's very satisfying. I've always loved hitting people with this. This solely alone makes me so happy. All right, let's have a look at the inspecting animations. So we get this one. This is cool. Reloading that gas in the chamber. I like that. I actually really think this is badass. I think it's really good. I think these and I love this one. This one's my favorite. Drinking the mug. The animations, I'm gonna have to give an 8. I'm gonna give an 8 for those inspect animations and that, and for the way that you hit things and the way that it feels. I think it's really smooth. Surprisingly, even though it's so big, it doesn't take up too much real estate. For the way that it feels and the way that it moves, I would say an 8. I think I'm gonna give an 8 for both this. The way that it looks, I think this is a really cool heirloom. I initially didn't like it when it first came out, but it's grown on me. I love the skull. I love that the fact that the gas comes out of it. I would say for this, I'd give it a 9. I like the detail. I like this breathe. on the side. So we'll go with a 9. Go with an 8 for animations. And how it feels, I would say an 8. A tier for Caustic. So we're gonna chuck that there. It's also a meat hammer. What's that? You don't want to be a toxic, but you just want to be a chef? Oh, that's nice. Well, you can be. You can go from toxic to chef in a matter of seconds, chat. First off the bat, wow. I love it. I think it looks amazing. I love the little way that you can move it with these little dials down here. I think the design is very well done. I love the colors on it. It does remind me of a Genji blade, but it's still so cool. I would say 10 out of 10. Honestly, to me, it's a 10. It's a 10 out of 10, chat. Let's just have a look at that glow. It glows a little bit. It's pretty cool. A lot of people didn't like the running animation. I think the running animation is amazing. I love the way that it sounds. It doesn't obstruct my vision. The way that it slices when it comes back, like into the running position. I think that animation is so sleek. All right, so we have 2 different animations for the when we stand still, and we're gonna have one for when we jump. That's so cool. That is so cool. Booyah! Booyah! Oh, that's my favorite! When he hits you with the drone, he finishes you. Now, in terms of the inspect animations, these are so cool. The sounds, the inspects. Oh, man, it's so sad. That is so cool. All right, what do we get this time? Oh, the drone. Hey, yeah! He's gonna fight him. I love this one. That one's so cool. He's playing Fruit Ninja with the drone. Oh, that's so cute! He fist bumped with the drone! Aesthetics and design is a 10. Animations is a 10. How it feels in game is a 10. It's bloody S tier! God damn, we gotta put that in the S tier box. One of the best heirlooms in the game. Let's go have a look at Gibby's heirloom. When Gibby's heirloom was like leaked initially, I was like, oh man, that heirloom sounds crap. But after using it and seeing it, I really do like it. The way that it glows, the detail, these panels here, I think are really well done. Aesthetically wise, I'd probably give this about a 9. I think it's really pretty. I would say this is a 9. This is a solid 9 aesthetically for me. First off, what I will say you'll notice when you first come in is how much it glows. It does look goddamn amazing though. Look at that. Like, look at that. That's a cool animation. His slide animation for me, there's too much in the way. Like, you see Gibby's arm shield and then you see his heirloom. It kind of blocks a little bit in the slide phase. So again, another satisfying thing to do is hit shit with it. His jump up one is pretty eh. It's a bit eh. I don't like the jump up. I think it's very wonky. Doesn't feel very good. I would say inspect animations and animation maybe a 7. And I would say for the way that it feels, I'd give it a 5. I don't think it feels the best. So aesthetics and design, I gave it a 9. Animations, I gave it a 7. No, wait. Yeah. And then in how it feels, I gave it a 5. So we got B tier. Bro, everything is B tier. I think it's a fair assessment because in how it feels, I think it's a little bit clunky. In terms of the way that Lifeline's shock sticks look, I love them. I think that their design is really cool. I think that all the little the little animations all over it that people drew, I think it looks really good. I like the carbon fiber look on the actual pole itself. I like the end of it as well with the little handle and the love heart. I rate it really high. It's not basic. I think for me this is a 10. I've always loved her shock sticks. I would say it's a 10. It's super unique. Exactly. It's definitely unique. It does link in with her lore, how she's a healer. It's a defibrillator, so it starts people's hearts. I love it. It's a 10. For the fact that there's 2 things on your screen, it actually does not block my field of view. I think that they've done a great job to make it so you're still enjoying the elements of the game without being obstructed by this different, unique style heirloom. What I love when she jumps is this. I think that's so satisfying. That was the #1 thing. Do you guys remember when you could like literally target someone with a melee and just lunge at them? Lifelines was my favorite to lunge at people with because she would just lunge at them like full force. Feels really fast. That's one thing I'll say. It feels super fast. This is her only inspect. All right, she's gonna play the drums. She playing the drums. This is what I love about it. It's so cool. I think that's what's gonna let this heirloom down. The fact that there is only one animation. For the animations, I would probably give it a 5. And for how it feels, I would give it an 8. I feel so disrespectful giving her a 5. I'll bump that up to maybe a 7 then. From 5 to a 7. Aesthetics and design, to me, it was a 10. I give it a 10 because I love it. The animations, we gave it a 7. And how it feels, I gave it an 8. So we're A tier. A tier for Lifeline. It's an Oscar, bro. It's an Oscar himself. I understand it. Like, it makes sense from his personality. They could have made the design a little bit better. I think there's too much gold. Like, having it all gold... I don't know. I am gonna give it a 6. I'm sorry if I offend you, but it's a 6. Mirage is very much on the screen so he can look at it, all right? It's very self-indulgent. He's like, I need to look at this. It's a little too much. It is really stupid. Let's do the standing test. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I got the pork chop! That was the first time I ever seen it! Now, in terms of hitting things, I don't like it. I think it feels slow. The bonking sound, it sounds very muffled. I feel like it could have been more distinct. In terms of the way that it feels, I would rate it a 4. The animations itself, let's have a look. So we've got this one. He pulls it. It's like... He's got the biggest ego, so...
And this thing just the cutest.
I don't know, man. Very self-indulgent. But that's his personality, so it makes sense, right?
Do I really sound like that?
Yeah, you do really sound like that, bro. I'm gonna give it a 4. So 6, 4, and 4 for me, Chad. I'm sorry, but it's just so bland. D tier. Oh, get in there, bro. That's a D tier, chat. I'm sorry, it's a D tier. I'm sorry if I offended you. Very simple. I will start with very simple. I like that about this. I love the design. I love the goo inside it. I love the little decoration on the top here with the skull inside it. The needle that's flowing with the green goo. I do think it's good. I think that's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. It's very clean. I would say that this is definitely a 9 for me. It's a 10 for you? Y'all saying 10? I feel like I'm being fair with the 9. I don't think it's quite the 10 for me, but it's definitely a 9. I love the animation it makes when you're running. I really love that he flicks it around. It's so smooth. Fits him really well. He's like gonna stab someone. Yeah, stabby stab. Stabby stab. I think the regular one should be a stab though. Overall, I would say for the way that it feels, I would definitely give it an 8. In terms of the inspecs, he's measuring the goo. He's really looking at it. He's flicking it around. He's ready. He's priming it. He's about, he injected. Very cool. Very cool. Look, you know what? I changed my mind. I give the way that it feels a 10. The animation, like the inspect, I probably give it like a 7. Aesthetics, I gave it a 9. The animations, I gave it a 7. And for how it feels, I gave it a 10. So that gives it A tier. That is an A tier heirloom. Amazing. They made this look so cool. I love these, the wham, the boom, the pow. I think it is honestly amazing. I love how this mimics basically what's in Pathy's chest. The way that they look is pretty awesome. For me, I'm gonna say that the looks to me is a 10. I love it. Good attention to detail. Like, it's just an all-round great aesthetic. And it makes sense because Pathfinder likes to box and he likes to do that, you know? It makes sense. He's all about that KO. So I like it. I think it's good. Look at them glowing in here, man. Look at them glowing. That is so cool. That is such a cool animation. Oh, that's my favorite color. Let's just go with that too. Oh man, gotta love this. The punching. I love the sound. I love the punch. I love the way it feels when I'm hitting something. I think it's very satisfying. The slide punch is where it's at. That's so cool. I think for this, it's a 10. Oh, maybe a 9. I don't know. I'm like between 10 and 9 here. Maybe a 9.5. I think with the animation for this, we give it a 9. I'm set on 9. A solid 9. The only thing that bugs me with my score of 9, maybe I might need to change it because the only other thing is it does obstruct field field of view. Like, I think that it's chunky on your screen. But the thing is, you couldn't really make them smaller because then it would just look weird. I think maybe an 8.5. Okay, we'll give it an 8.5, and for the animation, I'll give it an 8.5 as well. All right, so Pathfinder aesthetics, I gave it a 10. Amazing. Animations, 8.5. How it feels, 8.5. Loses points because of the clunkiness. We got A tier again. There's a lot of A tiers. We got no one in the C tier category yet. Her heirloom is actually sick. I really, really like it. I wouldn't say that it's the best heirloom I've ever seen, but I would definitely say it's not shit. It is simple. I do like it, but I would say it's probably a 7 because it could have been cooler, but I do like it a lot. I like it more when it's moving than I do when you see it just aesthetically like this. The way that she runs with it is really smooth. They did a great job to make this not very obstructive. It's very much like Gibbies and Bloodhounds. It's very similar, and I think the animations are similar. When she hits something, I actually believe it's really satisfying, and I love that she uses the other end of it as well to hit them. The crouch animation, I love it. The animations are really cool. I would say for the way that it feels, I would actually give it a 9. I think the way that it feels is pretty good. Let's have a look at her inspects. Oh yeah, she's got her gumballs, her dispenser. That's cool. I really like that. She's got her gum. Blows a bubble. All right, let's see this one. It's broken. It ain't working. She's gonna try and fix it. She's gonna shake it up. Give it a smack. I love it! It's like a dinosaur! I honestly think her animations are a 10. I don't know. Animations are a 10 for me. They're honestly the best animations. You know why it's a 10 for me, chat? Because it makes me laugh and it makes me smile. So aesthetically, I gave it a 7. The animations, I gave it a 10. And how it feels, I gave it a 9. A tier. So it's another one. We are A tier. There's a lot of A tiers, bro. Holy. Now, I do think it does look really cool. I'll give it that. It's a scythe. It just looks really badass. But do think it's a bit too long. I know it's a scythe. I know he's tall. It makes sense. But for me, it's just like, it's a bit it's a bit weird. The way it looks aesthetically, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. It could have been better. I just think it's a bit long. I'm not a fan of this bottom part here. I think it's like they forgot to, I don't know. This bottom part just looks weird. Actually, you know what? I don't like the stick. I think they could have made the stick better. You know what I would have loved to see? Okay, this is what I would have loved to see, chat. This is my opinion. My opinion may not be the same as yours, but I believe that the scythe should have been made of bone. I think that this whole stick section should have been bone, like dripping in that like black smoke that like he like has that like black red smoke that comes off him. I think that would have been really cool if that stick had like that black red smoke coming from it and it was a bone. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I think that this is a 6 out of 10 because it could have been so much better. I think they missed the mark. It has electricity on it. I'm not really a fan of the electricity part, the red part. I think they're kind of missing the mark here. There is too many legends that have lava. I don't want to see lava, bro. I want to see like a black smoke mist. The way that it feels, I hate it. Now, hear me out, chat. I actually can't play Revenant because of the way that he slides with the heirloom. See how smooth it is with the gun? See? But as soon as you bring the heirloom out and you slide, it's like a weird janky... It's like weird. It gives me like a weird janky vibe because of the way the animation of the heirloom looks off to the side. So in terms of how it feels, I dislike this heirloom a lot. It's very clunky. The way that it punches, it's cool. I think it looks really cool. It seems pretty fast. Like it doesn't lose that speed element even though it's such a long heirloom. I think it still does a great job. I think for this, it's pretty easy for me to rate him. Just not into it. All right, so first inspect. Pulling it apart. Really? He's really inspecting. He wants to show you the full view. All right, this is the next one. Honestly, I don't like them. I think they're really boring. Let's rate this. Aesthetics and design, a 6. Animations, I'm gonna give it a 4, bro. And how it feels, 1. I literally hate the way that it feels. 1 is being nice. 0 would have been, you know, I'll give it a 0, but I'll give it a 1. Here's D tier. That scythe is goddamn D tier, chat. It's just D tier. I can't. I just don't like it. Wait, why is this so dark? They could at least show it on in here. It makes it look so trash. We know what it looks like when it's on, so I'm not gonna let this version of it taint my opinion. I actually think it's really cool. I think the attention to detail is really, really cool. I love the Nessie on the top with the cat. Oh, dude, everything is really cool. The little electricity bolt in the middle. A lot of people will say it doesn't make sense to her. I like it. I aesthetically think it looks really cute, but I will go based on how I think that they've kind of missed the mark a little bit. I would give it maybe a 7 out of 10. Okay, a 7 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating. I think it should be lower. 7 is fairly high, not gonna lie. All right, we'll give it a 6. Now, it is bulky, so it does take up a lot of field of view. This is the one issue that I do have with it. It's in the way. If it was without the antennas, it wouldn't be so bad, but the antennas span a bit far. The way that she hits things, I like it. I like the way that she has her own sort of way of hitting. I like that the actual heirloom itself moves in and out, like goes in and out. Yeah. The inspect animations, though, are probably my favorite thing about it. So I think that they are cute. And when she brings out the Nessie, that's definitely my favorite thing. I'm just living for the Nessie. And Nessie! All right, that's the coolest. That's the coolest animation in the game. So cute, bro. So aesthetically, we went with a 6. I think, no, did I say a 6? I did say a 6. Animations, I went with a 5, or did I say a 6? I said 6, and then I said 5. C tier. Animations are the best thing about it, but it's just why. Exactly. I've always loved Wraith's kunai. I think that it fits her really well, but it also looks aesthetically pleasing to me. I love the outside of the kunai, but the actual inside of the kunai sucks. The design for the very first time is good. It is basic, and I do like the design of the actual like the purpley blue aura that's like around the edges here. I would say a 7.5. I like the basic stuff as well, and I really like that design. So 7.5 for me, chat. Now this is the thing, right? The way that it moves is so fluid, and I think that it gives Wraith that edge over most characters you play in terms of fluidity. Makes her feel like she's gliding. For this, I'm actually gonna give it a 10 already. I don't even need to get into that. Like, the way that it feels in game is definitely a 10. The spam inspect is so cool. Like, you can't. It's just cool, bro. Like, you just can't. Yeah, I would say this is a 10 for me. It's so sleek. All right, so aesthetics and design, I did give it an 8.5. Animations, well, actually, the way it feels was a 10. So it's really the animations so far. So I would say that if we were to give it a score, I would probably say an 8 for the I'd say a 9 for the animations, which does make it S tier. S tier belongs to Wraith and Crypto. Let's take a look at this more in depth. Let's move that out of the way. Let's zoom in on this a little bit, all right? Let's make this a little bit bigger. I think that if I was to change one from A tier, I might actually take Caustic's down. I think it's a little clunky, so I might actually put it in B. Wattson's definitely is definitely a C tier for me. I don't think it does need to be anything else. I think that the way that we've come up with this is based off of all different elements. So I think that it makes sense to have it where it is. I like this the way it is. I think this is great. I think we're okay with how this is.